Yeah. Hi,
Hi,
I'm Daisy.
I'm Vero, and today we're having a conversation about what makes us Latinas strong. What words would we say we use to describe strong Latinas, Daisy?
Mm. I like the word endure. I think that endurance provides you with a sense of you're gonna blaze through it. Whatever challenge, whatever conflict, you are going to walk through that fire and you know that you're gonna come out the other way just as well as you imagine. You're gonna survive, you're gonna overcome, you're gonna thrive.
And I like resiliency. Um, I feel that with resilient people, yes, they do bounce back, but they're strong. They're stronger than when initiating, for example, a project, for example, a personal relationship, for example, a job. I like resiliency because I feel that a lot of us have gone through some experiences in life that have made us feel like we want to give up. And that point in your life when you say, I'm not going to give up. Um, I don't care what life throws at me. I'm ready.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready. I'm going to bounce back and be strong, and I'm going to pick myself up. It doesn't matter how many times I fall.
Mm-hmm.
And personally speaking, I can share stories. I can share stories that made me bounce back. I can share stories of why I feel I've been resilient, and maybe, I don't know, others can agree, but I think the reason why someone can be resilient and someone can be strong is if you know your purpose,
Mm.
if you know the reason why you're doing things, right? So for me personally, I can tell you that, as you guys know, I'm an educator. I am in education. I work for Santa Ana College, and oftentimes when I was in my undergrad, I wanted to quit. I wanted to give up. It was hard. It was very hard. But what kept me going? My why. What was my purpose? Yo crecí en una casa con 20 personas. 20 personas en una casa de 2 cuartitos. Yo no era pobre, mis padres tenían dinero, pero ¿por qué queríamos vivir allí? Why? Why did we live there? Pues para ahorrar dinero, para hacer una casita en México. Ok, yo lo entiendo, yo lo respeto. Tal vez no es lo que yo haría, but era la razón de ellos, ¿verdad?
Mm-hmm.
Ahora, mi razón de no darme por vencida en la vida es
Mm-hmm.
porque yo no quiero vivir así.
Mm-hmm.
That's my why. So every time I think of what makes me a resilient person, what makes me a person that wants to bounce back every time I want to quit, or when I fail in a project or in something, my why is I don't want to live like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to go back to that. I don't want to go backwards in life. Quiero adelante.
Yes.
Why don't you share your thoughts?
Yeah. No, I think that as a Latina, especially first generation, I feel that you feel that you don't have the option to fail. You don't have the option to give up. Why? Because, and if you are like me, you had parents to tell you, we came here with nothing, llegamos solos, sin nada, y tenemos lo que tenemos por esfuerzo y trabajo duro, right? So we all know that it's through hard work and dedication that you get ahead. But I think that in my case, I don't think I ever had the option to fail or to give up. I don't think I ever thought that I had that.
You didn't.
No, I don't think I ever felt I
You
had the option.
to-
I had to do what I had to do. And for me, a story that I could share, and if you know me through any other social media or through your professional development capacity, I have been a professional development trainer for many years, and my goal has been to really support community violence prevention. And in my efforts, I have become the founder and executive director for Care for LA. And one of these reasons why, going back to your reason of why, for me, growing up in South Central Los Angeles, it was something that getting out of the neighborhood was always a goal. And when I was young, I think that's probably the trajectory of my life. When I was young, I was 15 years old in ninth grade, just started high school. My sister was killed, and when she was killed, she was in the prime of her professional development. She had just graduated with an AA in sociology. She had dreams of becoming a social worker and supporting women like herself who in private dealt with domestic violence and interpersonal violence. And for me, after she passed, I had this mission to live for her and live a life that made her sacrifice worth it, because I see her death as a sacrifice to what was to come, whether it was initiating a new life for our family. I know me, my sister, and my nephews, her sons, were marked forever, but they were marked in a way that they knew they could not let this life be wasted. It had to be on purpose and it had to be intentional. And I think that growing up, giving up so much, whether it be through trauma, community violence, interpersonal violence, I think that you earn tools to the trade, and this trade is called life, the trade of life.
So I would say that's your why.
That is my why.
That's your why.
Yeah.
And so back to what I mentioned earlier, it's important to know your purpose.
Mm-hmm.
It's important to know why you're doing what you're doing. So to all our young Latinas out there trying their very best to succeed in life and trying their very best to grow, I recommend first have a growth mindset. Believe that you can do it.
Mm-hmm.
Believe in yourself. Tienes que creértelo, si no, no va a suceder. Lo primero es que tú te lo creas. No importa lo que diga la gente.
Yeah.
No importa si te
Yeah.
cree tu abuelita, tu tía, tu
Yeah.
tío, tu prima.
Imposter syndrome is a real thing.
It is. I suffer from it. But that's not important.
No.
What's important is for you to have a growth mindset, believe that you can do it, and be flexible with your own thoughts, because
Yes.
you can have a plan for whatever you want to do in your future, and be flexible because it may not turn out the way you wanted to turn out.
Yeah.
So just know that if you have these qualities like resiliency,
Endurance.
growth mindset, it goes beyond being strong.
Yeah.
It goes beyond being strong. It defines, I want to say it defines your purpose. I want to say es tu ganas de crecer, tus ganas de ser, pero tienes que saber qué es lo que quieres en la vida. Tienes que saber que las veces que te caigas te vas a levantar.
Sí.
Y tienes que saber por qué estás haciendo las cosas. Para Daisy, en memoria de su hermana, which I admire, para mí es porque yo no quiero regresar atrás. Es un trauma personal.
Sí.
Es un trauma vivir con 20 personas. Y los amo mi familia, pero es un trauma sincero. Entonces, estos traumas reales te hacen ser la mujer que eres hoy, la mujer que soy yo. Y ustedes que quieren superarse en la vida, que están tomando cursos con colegios o con ¿verdad? Desarrollo profesional, ya sea profesional o personal, solamente los invitamos a que reflexionen y que sepan por qué están haciendo lo que están haciendo.
Ujú.
¿Por qué? ¿Cuál es su razón de ser? Y cuando se den cuenta cuál es su razón de ser, les aseguramos que van a triunfar y van a hacer las cosas con pasión,
Ujú.
con amor, con flexibilidad, porque las cosas tal vez no van a salir como uno lo planea.
Ujú. Nunca.
Pero, si recuerdas tu por qué, if you remember your why, if you
Yes.
remember your purpose, then
Yes.
sky's the limit, friends.
Look at your wounds. It will show you your mission. Believe that.